Okay, so we're doing a neck thermotite today, and I already got the patient prepped with sterile towels, and then of course we prepped the lower part of her face and neck, and she's been infiltrated with a half-strength Klein tumescent solution, and you can see the vasoconstrictive efforts of the tumescent. And this is simply a 22 gauge spinal needle, and we're using whatever peristaltic pump, in this case the peristaltic pump attached to the vaser equipment. But in any event, this needle will go in, usually for the neck, two areas, run on the lateral submental area or mandibular rim, and also at the ear lobule area. And all we're doing is just injecting this 22 gauge and going back and forth, as anybody should be able to know how to do a tumescence of the neck, just like liposuction. And of course we did it on the other side also. So we put in a total of about 110 cc's, but it can vary between 100 to 120 cc's of the half-strength tumescent, and we're waiting a full 10 or 15 minutes before we actually start. Okay, so here we're now 16 minutes after the injection, and you can see, I hope, the difference between the blanching of the tumescence, but that's typical, and it shouldn't be anything spectacular to any accomplished liposuction surgeon. Okay, so basically what we did, we put an 18 gauge needle and made a little aperture, and then we're doing pre-tunneling. Now this is the stylet with the radiofrequency probe in the middle of it, and so we're finding our port, and we're doing what's called pre-tunneling. There's no energy at this point. This is just pre-tunneling to help get our ability to move our probe as easy as we can, because we don't want too much restrictions after we start our actual energy delivery. And I'm going to come over here. This is our second port for this side, and we're going to pre-tunnel again. Now just immediately sub-Q. Put your chin up all the way, sweetheart. Good. So we got a little fibrous stuff here, so we're going to try and see whether we can't break that up so that when we are actually heating the tissue, it's not going to catch. So here we're doing a submenum. Now in her case, she's got a little thickness in her submenum, and we'll show you her pre-op pictures to show you what that looks like. But I'm going to do a little, probably a little liposuction right here in the submenum after I'm through with my temperature delivery, my energy delivery. So here's the back table setup, and you can see we've got the energy production generator, thank you, and the infrared iPad showing the infrared camera, and hopefully you can make out. See, see my hand moving here. This is the submentum, her chin and her nose right here. So you can see the outline of her neck and on that. So that's going to tell us exactly what the skin temperature is when we're doing this, and that's the whole key behind how successful this is going to be. So if you're looking at the screen, you can see that cursor will always, if I move her head, that cursor always follows the hottest spot area. And then if you look at that temperature gauge on the right, you can see the hottest spot that it's registering on the skin is only 37.5. And in order to get into some trouble, we have to go over 45 in order to get some potential blistering of the skin. So we're very safe. And yet we know that the internal temperature has gone up to 65 degrees. We're just continuing to advance our, and then slowly pull out. So now the screen is on 42 as the highest point. So that's always going to show you the highest point, or the hottest point, I should say.
External, 42.4.
So now you can see that this entire area seems to be diffusely heated. And so we're going to go to another area. But that's how wonderful this is. You can tell if you have any skip areas. Now right here in the submenum, we're taking the temperature that we're set on to 70 because of the fact we're trying to get some lipolysis. And as soon as it gets up to 70, I'm going to start, here we go, now I'm going to start advancing. So this is some ice in a sterile bag, and we use this in case the temperature gets over 45. And it just snuck over to 46, 47, so we stopped the machine and I put a couple of seconds of ice on here. So I should be at 70 degrees internally, but my skin temperature, I can tell you, is only 42.4 because it's picking it up. See? Ooh.
Wow, that's cool. And so then when he aspirates...
More fat popping.
And I'm slowly going to pull back, hopefully keeping it at 65. So this is a 3.0 needle, liposuction needle or fat injection needle, either one. It's hooked to just a syringe. And we're going to do a little liposuction right here in the middle, just the submenum, because we should have produced some lipolysis here. And here you see we're getting a little fat out. That's been connected, so that's going to help that area flatten down because she had a little fullness there that you can see on her pre-op. Okay, so that's, you know, you can see how liquid that fat is.
Wow.
And we're going to do it, that's going to be most of it, but we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to approach it from the other side also. So we have a total of what, approximately 10 cc's. We're going to put her in a little compression. Alright, so now we're tumescing the arm, and again we're staying in that superficial plane. And it's a light tumescence. We're not tumescing like we would if we were going to do off, on. We're not tumescing like we would if we were going to be doing liposuction. So hopefully I'm just going to be putting in about 100 cc's in the arm, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to do some pre-tunneling. How does he do that?
He just makes local injections of the marking afterwards. I mean, that's just what he...
What does that line mean?
That's the heat.
It's your treatment.
The
43.
Thermal energy.
I'm just going to take a shot as well.
43.